And with that, we want to welcome you to the second episode of the Case Closed podcast. I'm your host, Professor C. We got quite a show for you today. We're here to talk about everything that we've accomplished in the last week with the growth of the Save Case Closed campaign put together by me, and I have team members that have helped me quite a bit in the success of this project, and I want to say thank you to those guys. Offline and online, friends I know in real life and friends I know through the internet community. You guys have been great. I really appreciate the support. Today we want to talk about the sales of the season sets for Case Closed, since that's a big topic of discussion, since there's a sale going on Amazon right now. The seasons 1 through 5 can be purchased for $67 in total if you buy all 5 seasons together. In the last week, I'm happy to say we've seen Amazon sell out of Season 4 of Case Closed. So if you need Season 4, I recommend you go up to WriteStuff.com and get it from them, because if you order it from Amazon, you're going to be waiting about 3 or 4 weeks. And we took Season 5 all the way down to 2 copies, and apparently Funimation, I guess, sent them 15 copies, so they're up to a grand total of 17. And in the last 48 hours, I've noticed no one's bought one, because it lists how many copies are left after about 25 and down. So we really need to see some sales pick up in that department if people can fork it over. I am happy to say that I've noticed an increase in sales on seasons 1 and 2. I've noticed those are about to be probably going to be sold out soon. So I appreciate that, and I hope maybe the show here and what we're trying to do has something to do with that. That's my hope, at least. But we have quite a bit to talk about during the show. The past week, the guest that was on the previous episode, Agent X, and the other guest that's going to be on us today, Mr. Y. We all sat down the past week and we've been watching Case Closed Season 1. And to be honest, the reason we did that, Agent X was not completely familiar with everything in Season 1 because he kind of skipped around in the season. So we decided to sit down and go through a marathon of it. And general impressions, everybody was really impressed with it. I think people are going to like Season 2 more. Especially when I sit down with those two, I think they'll enjoy Season 2 more. I enjoyed Season 1 because it was what I experienced on Adult Swim, and it was very new and interesting to me, so I probably will always like Season 1. That was just my personal opinions on that. And joining me on today's episode, special guest, Mr. Y. Welcome to the program, Mr. Y.
It's good to be here.
So we sat down last week with Agent X, who was the guest star on the previous episode, and we all watched Case Closed Season 1. Tell me your overall impressions of what you saw in the 26 episodes that we watched.
I really think that, the show's gone up to a really great start with introducing us to the characters and introducing us to their background and showing us, this is what the show is mainly going to be about. And at first, when I first watched it, I thought, as a mystery anime, that, it'd be boring and kind of like really dull and just about not really being able to get down or cut to the chase and just too much talking. But what I've seen the creator do of the show is that he's able to blend really well all the action, romance, and comedy in there. And I just feel like when I see mystery animes like that, like there isn't too much of that out there. People try to do that, just isn't very successful. But Case Closed is just a far different story. And it just got all the elements that I think any die-hard anime fan would love to see.
I completely agree, and it's elements that I've noticed in this show since I started watching it myself. Now, out of the episodes that we watched last week, I would like you to give me your top 10.
It'd be my pleasure. Number 10 that I have on my list is Lights, Camera, Murder. 8 and 9 would be the Moonlight Sonata Murder Case episodes. On number 7 would be Kidnapped Amy. Number 6 would be the Counterfeit Ransom Kidnappers. Number 5 is Wedding Day Blues. Number 4 is The Shooter. Number 2 and 3 are the Smooth Sales case. And then, finally, my number 1 case is the Time Bomb Express, which I thought was a really good episode because the bomb is on a train. It's just going at 100 miles an hour, and it's just such a key point that they had to figure out when it is because, if they mess up, hundreds of lives could be lost.
I completely agree with you. That was a very just gut-wrenching episode and drama, suspense, all in one. And then you find out in that episode that the two guys that he's tracking are not from the black organization. And that's the suspense of it.
Exactly.
Now, this past week you purchased Case Closed Season 5, is that correct?
That is.
And overall, the Viridian set, you got it in the mail. What'd you think of it?
Oh, the Viridian set's great. I like how when I take the 2 discs out, it immediately shows the episode list on there as well, and I can read over it, and I can just put the DVDs in and just watch the episodes I want to see. But I really do like Season 5 because it's really sad to me to see, that at the end of Season 5, when I got done watching it, I felt like, there's so much greatness to come, for the show, because the English voice actors are very, very superb at what they're doing with the show. And it was just sad for me to see, that Funimation would have dubbed it Season 6, because I've seen a little bit of Season 6 on YouTube, and it's very, very well done. And I just think that Funimation should continue to dub it with the English voice cast, because to me, Richard's part is played perfect, just so perfectly. And, it just seems like that's just his English voice, and along with Jimmy, Rachel, Vi, and all the others. And, it's just really, it shocks me that Funimation just wouldn't continue. But as you know, they weren't able to continue dubbing the series because of bad DVD sales. But hopefully, from what we've heard about how Season 4 has been able to sell out, and along with the other seasons being bought a lot more, maybe hopefully we'll be able to get a Season 6 back on and dub, because I would love to see how the English voice cast continues to dub a Season 6. And also, I'm really looking forward to the next Case Closed movie that's coming out. It's going to be really spectacular to watch.
Yeah, and our efforts here are hopefully driving some momentum for that. Also, I've always thought if we could spark a movie even, that it would bring some more excitement back around the series and would help make our season sales, maybe, what we're trying to do, increasing them, make it possible. Because that's our goal, is season sales. Talking to Funimation when me and you went to the Funimation at the Movies event, we're talking to Sophie up there, who pretty much is, I would call, third in command up there. She knows what she was talking about, and she gave me some tips on what need to happen for the show to be successful. And I'm just trying to follow that and trying to see how we can help this series.
Yeah, because, I just feel like a Funimation's plan for Case Closed is to just do just a movie dub. I just don't feel like you can do that, because people are going to watch the movies and then they'll want to watch the series in English, but they can't get the series in just the movies. It's just not going to work. That's why
there's too many missing characters throughout the movies. We've already seen that with Vi Graythorne's character being introduced, aka the Japanese AI Hybera. So that's what it boils down to. We need a Season 6 and further on from Funimation, but it's going to come down to the fans. And if these YouTube people are going to buy the show up, it's going to be important, because that's missing a major market from that standpoint. I want to thank you for joining me today on the Case Closed episodes 2 of the podcast.
Thank you for bringing me here.
Before I sign off, I'd like to let you guys know a way to get involved in this podcast. You can send emails with comments, questions, suggestions to caseclosed1992@live.com. Again, that's caseclosed1992@live.com. Also, look us up on Facebook at our Facebook page and our YouTube channel. And we'll be seeing you next time on the Case Closed podcast. Thank you guys for the support.